Oh, hold on.
Feel strong, Dan.
Oh. Hmm. What is this fucking Steam Sync bullshit? Why have I gotten so much of this over the past month? It's happening across like my laptop and my computer too. Anybody else have this bullshit happening? Throw up a quick, yeah, I will throw up a quick 900. Hold on.
Another day, another week, another month, another year, another day I spent with Steve until it's day again.
Fuck. Close enough. Are you on Train's podcast tonight? No, I'm banned on Twitch.
You a tummy ache.
It's right out. Your mom a hoe.
Oh, it says your mom a hoe. Oh, that's not very nice. This is giving me a tummy ache.
Oh, perfect. You know, just letting you know. Okay, but what happens when his mom looks out the window?
That's a really good point. What does happen when the mom sees this? You know, that's gonna be one disappointed. This is one disappointed mom.
Then you in trouble.
Ha! Am I right?
Bro, this streamer, this Sniper Wolf girl.
Excuse me, man.
We looked her shit up once, and oh my fucking god. $300 million views over the last 30 days. And that's
GG,
low for
it was
her.
nice knowing all. May this last stream bring us all closer to the gods of Emma.
What the fuck? This shit is insane. She's been on YouTube for 10 plus years. Yeah, but still, her channel, just like the engagement is like unreal. She posts a video like almost every day and she gets like 2+ million views on them. It's insane. Wait, is her whole stream just reacting? No shot.
Hello, friend.
Hello, who joined?
Player,
Oh, what's up?
how much is a million views on YouTube worth?
It's super gonna depend on the length of your videos and how many ads you've got in them. I would say if I were to ballpark it, 1 million views is probably worth a few $1,000s, a couple $1,000s in general, maybe.
Is that what you get from a million views?
No,
Like
I get
2-3 grand.
I get more because I have we have long videos here.
So like your videos are like an hour in general, right?
Yeah.
So how much does an hour video generate? Is that like $10?
An hour, $10. Wait, I don't know. It's so variable. It's hard to say. Like even if you look at the estimations, it's like wild how much the estimations are.
So these people are they're doing like millions of dollars a month off YouTube alone. That's like.
Oh yeah, that Cyber Wolf girl. Yeah, but she's like that's got to be like one of the biggest channels. That's got to be one of the biggest channels on YouTube. She must be. If she's doing 300 million views a month, that's got to be like one of the biggest.
Well, how many views do you do a month?
My channel has exploded recently, and I'm up to 15 million views a month.
Damn. So she's like 20 times your
20x.
size.
Yeah, it's insane.
Holy Jesus. Those some.
Well,
some
like
dollar bills.
I'm gonna make a guess here, and I could be totally wrong, but I bet she does more monthly views than PewDiePie. But maybe not. I haven't checked his numbers ever. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. She's destroying PewDiePie. Yeah. Who is even this size anymore on YouTube? Who else is she? The largest YouTuber? What about that Valkyrie? Fuck, I don't know how to spell.
Okay, so this is like the absolute fucking. These are the gigachads of YouTube. So like no one gets above these people. Okay,
yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. Beast is at 420 million. Jesus. Jesus.
So let's see. What's the title? The title: Chatting with ABBA, then Erin from the Change My Mind event. That sure is a lot of stuff to do in an hour and 40 minutes, Steve.
Sure is.
Do you think you're? Do you see my condescension when I say that? The subtle undertones of what I'm suggesting.
We'll figure it out.
I feel like I'm gonna be late for my dinner. Any comments?
No, you'll be okay. Guaranteed. As long as ABBA gets his ass in here. How's your day been, buddy?
Well, all right. God, you probably didn't go outside today, did you?
Nope.
What a gorgeous day outside today. Really nice day out.
Wait, did I go outside today? Oh, hey, what's up? It's the whole crowd has shown up.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Steven.
Oh my god, oh no. Hold on, I'm sorry. My son just sent me a message on Discord saying, what's your opinion on Andrew Tate?
Oh.
Bro, he's 11.
Bring him in.
Okay, I'm sorry. What were you saying, Abba?
No, it's fine. If you have some family stuff.
No, I don't. Fuck him. He's 11. He'll be fine. Go ahead. He's got his whole life to fuck up ahead of him. Go ahead.
I can't wait for that British guy to bring that up in his next hit piece video about you.
Based. We have limited time left on this planet, Abba.
Steven, you and I need to have a conversation.
Yeah,
I'm fairly upset with you.
Oh shit. What did I do this?
There are things that you've done to upset me.
Okay.
And considering the recent troubles I've been in, oftentimes I turn to DGG to embody values that I think are good.
Okay.
And those values include integrity, openness, and a desire for a more functional society on a political and a
Following
social
you so
level.
far, yeah.
As such, as the leader of the community and as the boss of your orbiters, I think you hold a tremendous amount of power and responsibility. Even if your audience enjoys some spicy language, I think you understand that the responsible thing to do is to be considerate of your orbiters and how you influence your community to feel about them.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree with anything I've said thus far?
I'm following you. Gun in my head. I'm following you, okay?
No, Steven, don't do that condescending thing. I'm serious.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree with anything I've said so far?
I agree with you.
Okay. Steven, do you see yourself as a role model?
Unfortunately, yeah.
What about your community? Do you think many of them see you as a role model in some ways?
Yeah, probably.
Do you also understand the kind of people you attract to your streams, be it via gaming or politics? Probably a good majority of your viewers are less socially apt in the real world compared to like the normie population. Like they're a bit of a, I would argue that your audience is probably a bit more like social retards than the average person. Do you agree or disagree?
Speak for yourself, Abba.
Ooh, it's possible.
Okay. I don't need any of your orbiters to run interference. I'd prefer if they just kept to themselves during this conversation.
Okay, that's fair.
So as such, people see the ways in which you interact and they learn a lot from you, right?
Yep.
It's why you're careful about how you engage with certain topics because you believe it sets a bad precedent for your audience and you don't want your audience to go into future conversations with people they go out to the world with and emulate that behavior.
True.
Hypothetically, let's say you enjoyed gambling. I don't know if you do, Steven.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't consider taking money to gamble on stream. I've heard you say such things, right?
Yeah, generally not. I mean, if I got offered enough, I'd consider it, but generally no.
Why? It's because you recognize it's unhealthy for the average person and sets a bad example.
Yeah.
Am I incorrect?
Generally, yeah.
And this is why I'm so fucking upset with you, Steven.
Okay.
I would argue that you knowingly entertaining toxic work relationships because they're entertaining for you and your audience is equally as immoral as gambling on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your own words, you've told Erudite that the way that Lav and Mr. Girl engage in conversation is incredibly manipulative and toxic, overall unhealthy. But you keep going because, according to you, it's entertaining and profitable for you, and you just like the fun. Can you see how this argument could be made from gambling on stream?
True. I should start taking gambling sponsors.
Either you should start gambling on stream and then accept the fact that you don't engage in your streams on a moral basis, or you have to cut it all out, because I believe you're setting a bad example. I also believe that by enabling this kind of manipulative behavior from both Lav and Mr. Go, where you cede ground to people who are this unhinged, you set a bad example for your audience, where if the high is good enough for you, toxicity in their relationships may become okay. Meaning that if it's fun enough, it's acceptable to have people who manipulate and treat you terribly all the time. Do you see that, Steven?
I see that, Abba.
And I think that your audience may try to tolerate this kind of toxic behavior despite the fact that they don't have the mental and spiritual fortitude that you possess, because they still have a soul whilst you're dead inside.
True.
Steven, you're broken. That's what makes your streaming career work so well. But your audience needs more careful attention, and I believe that deep down inside you know this, but your hedonistic needs supersede your responsibility to your audience and to the paradigm you created. And I'd appreciate it if you take ownership over this fact, and I'd like to know what you're going to do about it.
I want to start doing hardcore gambling sponsorships because we need to be morally consistent through and through.
I understand you doing this whole joking thing where you think what I'm saying is completely fabricated, because I've done it with the Mr. Girl tone. But I do think that based off the paradigm that you set up.
Wait, are you super serious? Hold on, I can't tell.
I think I've made a strong case, and I'm going to need you to rebut it in a serious manner.
Oh, sure. If you want me to rebut it in a serious manner. So for the first part, that has to do with like bringing quote unquote mentally ill people on stream. For their protection, if I feel like the person possesses like sufficient adult faculty such that they can make their own decisions, I'm not going to super baby them. So for instance, there have been people that I've dealt with in the past who it's like, okay, maybe this person doesn't need to be coming on stream anymore because they don't possess the necessary faculty to keep themselves safe. For people like Lav or Mr. Girl, they're both healthy, quote unquote, adults. They should be able to make their own decisions about what's healthy for them and what's not healthy for them. You're laughing. I think your push to talk got hit on accident there. Sorry. But yeah, I think they can make their own decisions. They're adults. They're big boys, big girls, and the stakes for them are relatively low. If it got to the point to where like Mr. Girl or Lav started DMing me or started making statements about like, I think I might kill myself, or I'm feeling super suicidal over stuff, then I might intervene and say, okay, well, I'm no longer treating you as an adult human. I'm going to treat you as a child and tell you you can't do this anymore, because you clearly can't engage in a level that's like emotionally healthy for you or psychologically healthy for you. On the second part of engaging in behaviors or in conversations with people that feel a little bit, we'll say maybe abusive.
Your words were incredibly toxic and manipulative.
Yeah. I enjoy those types of conversations from several perspectives. So one, I enjoy it from my perspective because it's challenging and fun for me, and it's entertaining. Number one. Number two, I think that hopefully for the people that I'm talking to, maybe enough pushback from me makes them reconsider their styles of communication. And then number three, this is something that I didn't initially consider, but I've had a few people contact me before. This happened during the Anna saga as well. Some people have contacted me and they've said, hey, I see the way that you interact with XYZ person, and I've had people in my life like this before, and I didn't actually realize that they were abusive. And watching you navigate those conversations or do recaps and talk about them afterwards has made me realize that there are some forms of abuse that I deal with in my life that I probably shouldn't tolerate. So I feel like in general, it's a positive experience for most people involved. If there are people that are coming away from my stream after watching those conversations I don't think they're coming away thinking like, oh, this is perfectly okay and you should deal with it, because I don't usually like acquiesce. I don't like make concessions to Lav or Mr. Girl when they're treating me in ways that I perceive to be negative. I won't say abusive, but I'll just say very negative. So hopefully other people take that same type of idea and carry it forward.
So you'd argue that the example that you're setting through your stream by interacting with these people is one that would encourage your fans to not be around these kind of people.
Yeah, or at the very least, if you are, you have to handle them in a responsible way, because they can be incredibly damaging to you if you're not careful.
You engage in this stuff mostly because it's very fun and entertaining, correct?
That's my primary drive. Yeah, it's entertaining to me. Yeah.
Do you not recognize that the main reason why your audience still watches, in large part, it's because it's you, but it's also because it's entertaining and addictive for them as well? Even though they'll complain about the fact that it's drama, they tune in every fucking time.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's addictive.
Yeah, of course.
How would you feel if you came to find out that many of your own audience members began entangled in their own relationships with people like these because of that addictive factor, that drama and toxicity and manipulation and ups and downs with these kind of unhinged people bring?
It'd be really bad, but I don't think that watching me do this makes it alluring, because you generally just see all the negatives online about it.
I'm not gonna lie. I began looking up dating apps for people with mental health issues, and because this shit was very intriguing, and I felt sick to my stomach for the fact that I couldn't turn away. I felt pathetic that I'm engrossed in the fact that I'm watching someone mentally sick berate you for 30 minutes on how to maintain your subreddit. It's very bizarre, but it's very addictive, and I'm ashamed of the fact that I'm addicted to it.
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah. That's maybe a B problem. Basically, I want you to save me from all this, but I don't think you can. And I think as an adult, I have to just turn it off and stay away.
Well, I mean, but it's pretty entertaining, isn't it? Do you really want to do that?
It's like hate watching something.
Can you really avoid the next Lav or Mr. Girl meltdown? Is that really something you want to miss? You want to do that to yourself? You're going to join chat and everybody's going to say, Abba, did you see the shit they said last time? You're not going to fucking believe it. And you're going to be thinking like, oh, fuck.
Rev, I'm bonding with the other nerds in chat because of how much we hate a particular person. It's like, it's so addictive. I was just sitting here and being like, man, remember when you called her a dumb? I was like, you know what? It's a fucking. I was like, yes, and then I understood the viewer's experience. You know, I was like, I understand why they all got so hard on for that. So, yeah. The last thing that I was gonna say. Let's see here. I wrote down your audience is too stupid to understand this is bad for them, and I didn't use that. Let me see what else I got. This is a fun little write-up. I had to channel my inner mentally broken person to write this shit.
Yeah.
I fucking had it on the tip of my tongue. I think I might have forgotten it. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
Is Dan still here?
Yep, I'm here.
Dan, do you think this kind of stuff is good for the audience?
What type of stuff? Like the drama shit or what?
Yeah. Because you were complaining about the red pill arc, but it seems like you just putting wood to the fire for this.
Yeah, I mean the red pill stuff. I feel it's like getting a little bit old. I'm sure you kind of feel the same because I know you've covered it a bit, and it's just not really.
Yeah.
You're just like getting. Oh, we have Andrew Tate and discount Andrew Tate and discount Andrew Tate, and it's just right. So you're getting that, but I think the drama shit is actually kind of, man, I don't know, but it's like you said, it's just so, man, it's addictive. You know what I mean? And it's good, harmless fun. You know what I mean? We're not doing drugs. We're not driving drunk over here. We're just asking questions. That's it, you know?
I think that's kind of what I mentioned this, but that's kind of one of the things that I like too, is that really, and I know that people get really dramatic on the internet, but the stakes are so low on all of this. Like,
True.
What we're really risking here is like a bad Reddit thread, you know?
True.
Well, I would say unless they take it, you know, there's some people who like don't get the hint and like just keep coming and coming and coming, like the Energizer Bunny, and those people can take it to the next level. But in general, yeah, there's no real for any of these people involved. There's like no real consequences.
You know what makes it weird? And I don't know, maybe Steven has a different idea of friendship, but because it's your friends, I imagine there's like leaking into your personal life offline. So I think that's what makes it weird for me as a watcher, because I could not imagine dealing with people like this on a regular basis. And it being draining. So I assume this is why I said you're broken, because I think like you have the faculties to be able to tolerate a lot of this stuff consistently, and I don't think I could. So that's why I'm wondering, is that something you think about or no?
It's really easy for me to disconnect. Like if somebody's like too crazy, I just stop talking to them. I guess that's it. Yeah.
But
again, like it's
really
all like,
crazy.
If it's all like, so I'm gonna fuck your wife, Tabor, the next time I see her. Just let you know, keep her away from me. I'm fucking serious.
Hey, I'm parasocial, baby. I'm down with that.
That's good. Well, if you want a 25% Cuban stepchild, you better keep talking, okay?
Keep dreaming.
But the
50%? No. Yeah, right. Never mind.
The yeah, it's pretty easy for me to disconnect. Yeah, so it's not a big deal for me.
Good. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much all I had for my write-up. I think.
You have any? While we have you in here, you're a fellow predictor like myself, if you will. What is your And I hate to ask, but any predictions on Lav? Any predictions on Mr. Girl where these things will land? I guess let me get your 1 week prediction and then your 2 month prediction.
Okay. My 1 week prediction is that neither Mr. Girl nor Destiny will be able to come to like an understanding on how to run the Discord or what's this called, the Reddit.
The Reddit.
Yeah. Because I think the big issue in all of this is that Mr. Girl has no power, or feels like he has no power.
Yeah, he has no leverage.
Partially true.
It's totally true.
And I think that is a helpless feeling when you want to shape the world.
So I guess it comes down to, will Steve? Steve probably doesn't care to unban. I think he already said that. Like he'll unban him.
It's not about the unbanning.
But will Mr. Girl come back without Steve buckling to his efforts? And probably Steve won't buckle, so Mr. Girl won't come back out of principle. Yeah.
I think the issue is much larger than that between the two of them. Again, this does feel like I'm watching reality TV, and all of a sudden I'm sitting on a fucking after show talking about the contestants. But
you remember Road Rules?
It does appear like it's much larger. Yeah,
like Road Rules. No, Road Rules. Way back in the day, the original. Well, I don't even know if it was the original, but yeah, this is certainly an episode of that, I guess. All right, so that's the 1 week. So what about the 2 month on him?
The 2 months.
Where are we going to be in 60 days?
I think Steven is going to be where he's going to be, bar some like crazy reaction. I think I see, from a work standpoint, I see this symbiotic relationship just going until I think one of them gets tired of it. Probably Steven.
You think he's going to be done with the bullshit shortly?
Well, the thing is, for me, here's the thing for me, right?
But like 6 months from now, can you do the same kind of conversations forever? I don't know.
It's just, the thing is that for me, it's no stakes. Like I have literally nothing at risk, right?
Right. But
like, if Mr. Girl stuff started if they started it's always fun because the viewers are always there for it. The thing that would be scary is if like his community got to a size where they started like mass reporting my shit. Then it would be over. Then it's like, okay, well, hold on. Now this is like representing a risk to me, so we're not doing this anymore.
Do you feel that,
Steven, you don't think you'd get bored of being accused of gaslighting and manipulation after 4 or 5 months?
At some point I might, but I don't know. We're not there yet.
Yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. I think eventually Steven will get bored of these kinds of repetitions. So I imagine there's probably going to be some kind of evolution. It's very bizarre to watch because this is so outside of the norm. I've never seen anything like it, but I can't stop watching it as a result. So I guess it is good content, but it is very strange.
It's also, these are big investments. Imagine if these orbiters become big duders in the future because of the...
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Steven.
Yeah. What?
You can call me a dumb bitch.
Do you want me to call you a dumb bitch?
I'm just saying, you can't call anyone else a dumb bitch because they're all smaller than you. But you can call me a dumb bitch, so do it.
True. You know what?
Do it right now.
Well, no, not dumb bitch. There's apparently another guy came in and argued I'm supposed to be saying something different to you, so...
Okay, just type it to me and then I'll say it out loud for you.
No, I'm good. I'm okay on that.
No, go ahead, Steve.
No, I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you, though. I appreciate the offer.
Come on, Steven. Based off the paradigm that we set up and the fact that there's no power differential in regards to it being lopsided towards me, I think this is an opportunity for you, Steven.
Because you are on YouTube, so...
No, Dan. I need Steven to understand this. Steven, I love you.
Yeah?
And because I love you, I'm going to give you this opportunity Consider it charitability.
Okay.
Because I love you.
Okay.
In case you forgot, I love you, the person, not your community, not Steven, the streamer,
Gotcha.
Destiny, but Steven, I love you. This is your opportunity. You can call me a dumb bitch. Do it.
You're a dumb bitch. Does that make you feel better? I'm not feeling it. You haven't said any dumb bitch shit, okay?
Also, I have a Steven the person fucking sucks. Steven the streamer is way better. Steven the person is like on his phone and his
Late to
laptop in the back of the car.
everything.
Yeah, he fucking dude. Steven the person is the worst, unironically.
Based.
But he's very polite to service people.
Thanks. I try to be.
I will give you that.
I'm not gonna lie, Steven is at his best online when he becomes a little bit unhinged and starts just ranting. I don't know how he makes coherent thoughts when he does that, but it's very effective and it makes for good content. I think I watched a clip of him saying, "Yo, that's you, motherfucker! That's you!" And I was like, "Tell him, Steven. I don't know who you're talking to, but that is them. Fuck them too." I was like,
True.
"Yeah, get it, Steven."
It is. Sometimes my
and
fans
so-
think they're better than other people, so I have to like bring them down specifically to make sure they're not getting, cocky.
Yeah. My ADHD. No, that's you, bitch. You are ADHD. I was like, yeah, you are bipolar, you whore. And I was like, yeah, get him, Steven.
True. Actually, true. Absolutely.
I
true.
just add in words for no reason, just to
Good.
make your shit sound more misogynistic than it was.
Fucking A, dude. Hell yes.
Yes. Anytime I come on stream, man, let's say you couldn't call Lav or Brittany or any of these people a dumb bitch, just be like, Ab, I gotta say dumb bitch 5 times to just make up for all the times I couldn't. I will be your outlet for the power differential.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, on the topic of Sniper SS Wolf, Homegirl's raking in millions every month.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
And I'm not talking, and that's just from ad revenue.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
Yeah. That
She's
channel
raking
shit was
in.
insane, yeah.
It's first ad friendly because she does pretty much family friendly stuff, so she got a lot of kids. And 2, merchandising got to be out the wazoo. I would wager, and this is not me like being trolling, I would wager she's hitting 8 figures every single month.
No, not 8 figures a month, but no, wait, yes, probably, yeah,
8 figures if you factor in every revenue.
No, yeah, she is probably, yeah.
So
With
what do you
300,
think
400
Linus Tech Tips does, right? Because it's less videos. Less
nowhere
videos,
near as
100
much
million.
as nowhere near as much.
Really,
as
even though it's like much more like purchase generated shit.
It's
Okay,
it's 300, 400 million views a month. It's just unreal.
Well, no, I don't disagree that it's 300
he's still
versus
getting
100.
He's still getting 89. My question for Linus would be: is he endorsed by anybody, or because like when you have a monopoly on something like tech, for example, and you have any kind of sponsors or you make any kind of advertising or people pay you to review anything, then the singular videos actually are worth way more. So like, let's say he does a video and it hits 1 million views. You're getting about 10K in ad revenue. Actually, I think for tech, it's probably like 14K because depending on what kind of content you do, your ad revenue is much higher. For example, people who do financial advice, they have the highest return in terms of ads. So even if they get the same amount of views as Steven, they might get like 2 to 3 times more in terms of income just because of either watch time or just the ad type. So for someone like Linus Tech, if he's hitting 89 million, depending on brand deals, he could be making anywhere from 2 to 5 million, depending on what kind of brand deals he does. But I can tell you at 89 million, just off of like a basic ad rate, he's hitting close to 400K a month. That's just off of ads. Am I disconnected?
No, we hear you.
No,
We're just stunned in
listening
silence.
and big money.
I just thought, damn, I just bore these guys with numbers or something.
Oh no,
I take an interest in this stuff because I remember I looked up Sniper SS Wolf because apparently she's on everyone's recommended when you first get a YouTube app.
Yeah, not surprising. Kid-friendly content, dude. That'll do it, man.
Right. So you can imagine just how the kind of influx she constantly gets. And so, yeah, for someone like her, yeah, she's looking at tens of... And you know what's crazy? Have you watched any of her videos?
No.
The format is actually genius in terms of being a money-making machine.
I was just looking off of her thing. Is she just like... Does she just react all day?
That's all she does.
Yeah,
basically, her editor will get together a bunch of like little clips on TikTok or viral videos. She'll splurge them together. Everything is ad friendly, so she doesn't get demonetized. She got very clickbait thumbnails, and then from there, she just rakes in that cheddar. Her reactions are really pretty boring. There's not much going on, but she's monopolized that, so good for her.
Yeah, she's doing work. Yeah.
Anyways, you got to talk with somebody.
Yeah, as soon as she figures out how to join Discord, yeah.
Which one of the girls is this? Is this the one who?
I'm bringing in more positive female representation. So she was one from the Change My Mind event at the school.
Okay.
She's a smart cookie. Fuck. Hopefully.
I like how the more you try to walk away from this insult arc, the more people hate Lav. It's just interesting how that shit intersects.
Why are people hating Lav? Or what'd she do this time?
What hasn't she done? Every time she pops up on stream, I think people hate her even more and more.
Based.
Yeah, maybe true. She'll get there, okay? She's coming along.
All right, I'm gonna stop bringing her up. I don't mean to pile on her. Is there anyone else in the DGG universe, the females that I think are? No, I don't mind most of them actually. Yeah, no, actually, I think Lav is the only one
That you don't like?
Yeah, but I think I don't like you for bringing her on too.
Okay,
Based.
that's fair.
Yeah, like I'm more upset at you than her because, like, like I said, she doesn't understand herself, blah blah blah. But like every time you bring her on to ask her questions about this stuff, and she walks it back the next day, that shit really peeves the fuck out of me. Yeah, actually, I'm not even that mad. I think Glad is just misguided. Like, I don't think she deserves all the hate she gets. I'm mad at you, Steven, because it really is your fault for her getting all this trauma inflicted.
Well, she's
on her,
gonna grow and become a beautiful butterfly. You just wait and see, okay?
Hey, listen, you better pray for the girl because she does not look like she's taking this hate well, and she does not seem to get it.
She'll get there.
You think so?
I got faith in. No, she'll get there. Okay.
How often do you think your relationship with her and her DGG is showing up in her therapy sessions? She's like, therapist, DGG won't stop making fun of us. Like, who's the fuck?
I'm pretty sure I'm like single-handedly powering like the fucking woman therapist industry in like half this country now. Okay, so don't worry. I'm sure. She's like, oh, I heard about you from my other client. Yeah, well, I'm sure. Don't worry.
I thought Orbiter was a meme, and then it became like a line of employment. I'm not gonna lie, that jump fucking threw me for a loop, and I didn't realize how much you are the son to these people. That really fucked me up. I didn't know other content creators could look up to someone like that and literally like be okay with calling themselves Orbiter. That shit. I'm not. When someone said, "Steven, you're like my boss," Steven, you're like my boss. I was like, oh my god, this shit is crazy. I've been thinking about why this shit's so addictive and why I can't stop. And I realize that this is so. It's like watching Discovery Channel, like discovering an unknown tribe. This is similar in the sense like this is so you would never think of hearing this kind of stuff. Did you ever think when you created the whole Orbiter thing that it would become this serious now? And it's like,
I mean, I didn't even create it. It was just like my.
It just happens.
Yeah, it just happens, dude.
Yeah. Wait, who is this? Is this person your editor, or also?
No, he's actually in. Steve's in my orbit, actually.
Tabor plays. Is it the 49ers now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays. He does a special teams long snapper for the 49ers.
Oh, is that the people who use their legs for anything but running?
Oh no, stop!
What?
Don't make fun of him.
Oh, no, that's funny. I think the long snapper is the one
for everything for running.
Everything but running.
No, I cover down the field.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't mean to be insulting. I've always hear memes about the kickers.
Like literally nobody knows about our position.
Long snapper. So is that the person who holds the ball before it gets kicked?
I snap it to the guy who holds the ball before it gets kicked.
Isn't that the big dude who defends the tackle or some shit? Because I feel like when I see the quarterback, there's always a dude who throws the ball back.
So that's the center, and that's on the offensive line. And over decades and decades of the NFL being a thing, they created a new position called the long snapper. So I snap it 15 yards back to the punter on punts, and then 8 yards back on field goals.
Yo, Steven, you can call this guy a dumb bitch too, because I think he's making way more than you.
Well,
I only make about $1 million a year. He makes money.
Not anymore.
I'm just trying to find Steven some outlets.
Chill. Damn. Why? Don't shut on my famous friends, okay? I'm trying to build my way into different worlds, okay? We might be commentating football games in the future. Who knows, okay? From Red Pill to NFL, we're on our way.
The only reason I watch Steve's content is very CTE friendly.
Shut up. That's not even true.
That's good. I want to ask, Do you guys get any media training in regards to like people you really can't associate with? And do you think Steven would ever fall in that category?
Apparently not.
Yes, I should have never joined this community. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. If you were like on quarterback level of fame, I'm like, I think this is a
no
terrible idea.
way. No, the only reason I can get away with this is because I'm a long snapper.
Okay, to be fair, the professional sports special PR training doesn't seem to be that good. If that NBA player didn't know that the K word was a bad word for Jewish people. Oh,
I will say, I don't think that word got covered in our briefing.
Yeah, maybe not. I wonder if they have an updated list of slurs. Don't say these things. Yeah.
What so Elon Musk flat out owns Twitter now, yeah?
Yeah,
Wow,
I guess he does.
holy shit, way to pivot it.
I hope that I'm wrong, because my prediction is that he's not going to do anything. I hope he does.
You want to get unbanned? Is that the only reason you're hoping?
Yeah, obviously.
Want to get the omni-liberal back?
True.
There was some post today basically being like, if they unban Trump, that there's like this huge coalition of advertisers that won't spend money anymore on Twitter.
Bullshit.
And it's
actually, you know what? Actually, no. Actually, I could believe that.
Yeah, man.
It's cringe, but I could
do
believe
hope
it.
the moderation gets undone and there's new.
Well, no. I mean, the reality is that there's a few famous people that should be unbanned, but most of the moderation is probably okay. If you get unbanned from Twitter, you probably deserved it, right?
Damn, Destiny taking accountability. I'm so proud of you.
Well, I mean, if you want to know if that's the case or not, just look at every single fucking alternate platform and the types of user bases they have, right? Nobody wants to be on Parler or Rumble or Gab or Truth Social because the only people there are the banned people from all the other platforms that fucking suck.
Well, look, I think there's a huge gap between a free-for-all and strict moderation. I think you can find a middle ground.
No, yeah, hopefully, yeah.
You know, like, I'm not saying get all the white supremacists together and be like, hey, guys, hail, like, on the front page. But I think you could do a better job of allowing a little bit more spicy takes. But anyways, I think your guest is here, and I want you guys to have that chat, so I'll leave you guys to it.
Okay, yeah, sure thing.
Cheers.
Have fun, babe. Why don't I see I should be getting a green signal out of this, right? As long as there's less than 0. Oh, no, it's once it equals 0. Then I get a green signal.
All right, Steve, 1 hour. Okay?
Yeah, just chill, okay?
No.
Less than. When it equals 0. Oh, am I seeing all of my... I am. So why not? Why isn't this working?
Oh, is she in here?
Yeah, she is. She's muted.
Oh, cool.
I have to get this rocket automated. Okay. This is talking about all of my supplies on that planet. When I have 0 erudite, this should output a green signal. Why isn't it? Why is it not doing that? Where are my circuit people? Tell me why. Let's try this.
I'm changing my ways, Steven.
From being a woman hater?
Yeah, actually, that's what I was getting ready to tell you. I saw some TikTok Destiny clip channels, and I thought it was very distasteful that when they showed the Change My Mind video that you did with her, they put like snarky college student.
Oh.
I think that was very sexist, and I thought it was very cringe that people decided to do that, because I don't think they would have said that if it was a guy.
Well, no, you're wrong, but I understand you want to...
I don't think I'm wrong.
Okay. Okay, I understand now. I'm getting it. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for your input on that.
Well, it's just the misogyny ban. I've done a lot of thinking and introspection.
Yeah, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Tabor's one of the few people in this community that hates women more than Mr. Girl, so it's impressive that you've come to that.
No clue what you're talking about. I just stood up for a woman.
You did now, yeah. That's why I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm listening and I'm learning.
Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. We need to disconnect this.
It wasn't ironic, Jay Stilk, you piece of shit.
I can't disconnect this. Fuck. can. No, I can't. Oh God, how do I do this? I have to actually like focus. I need like I need a few hours to like just look at this. There's a solution here. I know this can be solved. Okay, this is getting signals from the planet. Does it need to be connected to this? I don't think it does. But then why is it connected? No, I don't think it does. I think we can disconnect this. Okay, hold on. Boom. Okay. Now, oh no, of course it needs to be connected. Oh, but I can do a green. No, because then this will be connected. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, kill me. I don't want to die. Erin, I got like 40 minutes, so if you want to say something, so I'm going to unmute and speak the fuck up.
What were you guys debating about again at the Change My Mind? Weinstein?
Like wokeness in college.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if this is solvable with this many networks. No, it should be. I just need the green signal. No, I can't.
She's unmuted. Do I need to leave?
I don't know.
Will she talk if I leave?
Maybe. She's trying to talk, but her shit is fucked.
Uh,
Okay, if I'm sending a signal out to this red wire here, and the red wire is connected to that, the whole circuit network becomes combined, right? It'll get signals back through, right? I know it will. Right? My ticker is ticking. Oh, God. Okay. We just got to think about a way to do this. I know I can do this. Okay.
is your KDA better in this game than it is in League?
I hope so.
I noticed this game doesn't have a gray screen.
It does if you die. Why not launch when the rocket is full? Here's the challenge. I cannot launch when the rocket is full if there's iridite on the landing pad. So what I'm trying to do, no, not landing pad, in my storage at home. So what I'm trying to do is, as long as there's no iridite, then I can send a green signal, then I can launch the rocket. No iridite equals green signal equals rocket launch. But I also, no iridite equals green signal, rocket launch. But if I'm trying to send a green signal onto this, there's always going to be iridite. So what I'm trying to do is impossible. It's actually impossible. I can't do that. Because as long as it's connected to this, there's always going to be some iridite. So how do I do this? If you're following iridite at home, why do you need to launch a rocket? I don't, Proteus. That's what I'm trying to do. I want this to only send a green signal if my iridite at home is empty. Wait, but I could just do this at home. That's the solution. At home, I need to send a green signal. If there's no iridite. No, hold on, because oh yeah, because this is just a one-way. This is just a receiver. The full pad will act as a natural stop. No. That doesn't work because I figured it out. Hold on, I know what I need to do. Oh my God, I got it. We need to launch here. This works because this part of the signal is one way. Nice, good job. Okay, hold on. I'm figuring it out. I got it. I got it. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Did you figure your stuff out?
Maybe.
Oh my god, look at you. Good job.
Oh, cool. All right. The anti-misogyny arc begins right now. Right now.
It depends on the quality of the argument you make, but we'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
Should be fine. I trust you, okay? Well, what's up? Do you want to introduce yourself, or how do you want to get the ball rolling on this? I
have no clue.
Are you nervous because
okay.
you're on stream talking to a whole bunch of people? You've never been in this situation before, and like you're going to be judged on every single word?
Making a lot of assumptions.
No, I'm saying that's all true. They're judging you right now.
That already happened though, when they saw the video.
Yeah,
no, I'm trying to get my Word documents in order.
Jesus, you have fucking Word documents?
Well, because I have a transcript open of the whole thing.
Why?
Why would you hold me to my word? Yeah, crazy.
Okay, let's turn down the sarcasm, all right? Okay. Erudite equals 0. Send out.
Okay, let's go for it. Debate review. So, do you stand by everything that you said in the debate?
Yeah, probably. Oh, it's not gonna work.
Really? Nothing that you want to change or amend? Anything like that?
I'm sure there's probably something I want to change or amend. Why? Do you stand by everything you said in the debate?
No, because I said some things that weren't true.
That's good. Well, in that case, I don't stand by the things that I said that weren't true. So.
Okay. So you started off because I was like, define wokeness.
Mm-hmm.
Define this topic because it's so freaking broad. You put wokeness has gone too far because progressives are really bad at engaging other people in conversation topics. I think that there's way too much of an ideological orthodoxy that's enforced around any area that progressives get their hand on. Go. That's what you said.
Yeah, I think the topic was probably too broad, but I think the broad point that I'm getting at is the idea that progressives seem to be highly intolerant of opposing points of views, and they'll use whatever kind of power they have to kind of press out or push out other points of views in any areas that they have a lot of power over, and that's worrying to me. That's broadly what the thing was.
When I asked you to concretely define wokeness,
I'd say progressive.
You ended up using the word woke within the definition.
Well, sure.
No, you can't do that.
Well, you also said Brett Weinstein wanted to talk about race realism, which wasn't true either. So here we are. You're asking if you want to debate the guy in the video, you can go and look at the transcript and write an essay to him. But I'm here to tell you what I mean right now. It's up to you.
So you don't. What do you think the implication was when Brett Weinstein said, "Let's pull up the emails"?
Apparently, what he wanted to talk about was.
I have the emails. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, sure. Can you link me?
Yeah, sure. If there was interest in a public presentation and discussion of race through a scientific/evolutionary lens, I would be quite willing to organize such an event. It's material I've taught in my own programs and guest lectured on at Evergreen and elsewhere. You also claim that students wanted to force white people off the campus, which just isn't true.
So real quick, wait, whoa. Okay, so let's do one thing at a time. So for this one, if there was an interest in a public presentation and discussion of race through a scientific/evolutionary lens, I'd be quite willing to organize such an event. It is material I have taught in my own program and guest lectured at Evergreen and elsewhere. So my understanding is that what he's talking about here actually has to do with in-group, out-group preferences, those types of things. It wasn't race realism.
Why is that your understanding of what he's saying?
I'm going to employ a little bit of common sense here, and I'm going to say that in the bracketed part afterwards, he says, it is material I have taught in my own programs and guest lectured on at Evergreen and elsewhere. I'm going to guess that those programs and guest lectures weren't about race realism. That's just a guess, but pretty sure that's probably going to be the case.
Context of this correspondence goes beyond just the next sentence that he says, where he's claiming that he's taught the material before. It's in opposition to his disagreement with this day of absence slash day of presence that he doesn't like.
So I still think my reading is better. I doubt he's going to go and teach race realism. Today we're going to learn about the warrior gene. I don't think he's ever.
No.
I could be wrong, but I feel like if he If he taught race realism, I feel like that's something I probably would have heard about in all the discourse. I don't think he's ever taught race realism before.
I know, but first he mischaracterized the event as like kind of like what you said, where like, oh, he wants to force what like these activists, this group want to force white people off the campus, even though it wasn't mandatory and like it's voluntary if students or faculty wanted to participate in the first place. And the like day of absence, it was not like a day free of white people as I had remembered it to be. It was like a lot more pulled back. It was literally just like different workshops that were held about I guess like race and maybe historical injustices of the college, something like that, where one of the workshops was traditionally held off campus, and that was where like minority students typically attended that first presentation, and then for the day of presence, which would be the next day, they would like return to the campus.
Sure. So let's one at a time. So for the first thing, is your only contention going to be that they weren't actually forced and they were just asked?
I mean, I don't have a contention with that. What's wrong with that?
Well, if you're going to have contention with that, I mean, Brett agrees with you, but I don't know if that's really relevant.
No, I just said I don't have contention with it.
Oh, okay. So then in that case, there was a day where they asked white people not to go to school.
No, they explained that the nature of this program was that traditionally it's not even like white people. It just says, let me see. It's like majority group or something like that.
What does that mean? That sounds like white people. No?
But even Rashida Jones, what's her name? No, Rashida Love says, because of the need for a dedicated space to explore issues of diversity within each of these two perspectives, each program has been designed with a specific community building objective in mind. And because many of us are mixed and may not wholly identify ourselves with one community or the other, we invite each person to attend the program of their choice, wherever they feel most comfortable.
I understand that those words are being used, and I hate that I have to say this now, but I don't really trust progressives at their words. You kind of have to see how it plays out. It's kind of like how when I read some of the text relating to CRT, it sounds good, but then when I see like a math textbook that says that black people need to learn by running around instead of like learning from textbooks because that's white supremacy, then I see that the way it plays out is a bit different. So it might be that they had like more complicated or nuanced language and their actual like guidelines, but my understanding is that it was very clearly a suggestion that white students and professors leave campus for the day. If you want, like, and we could try to find more specific language or how things played out, but like here's a New York Times article from 2017, and the opening statement is literally, it started with a suggestion that white students and professors leave campus for a day, a twist on a tradition of black students voluntarily doing the same. It could be that you could show me something different. Maybe this New York Times article has it wrong, but this has always been my understanding of it. I see in a New York Times article here.
I mean, you're trusting the New York Times' like editorialization and characterization of the events, and that's one way to look at it. But why not look at the emails and look directly at the correspondence and explanation of the program?
If you want to show me emails from people inside, sure. Here's a Wall Street Journal article saying the same. The school's negative notoriety dates to spring of 2017.
Wait, what do you mean emails from inside?
I said there's an article from the Wall Street Journal saying the same. In 2017, when students and staff requested
No,
that
you
white
said
people,
if you want to show me emails from inside.
If we want to show me emails that prove what you're saying, sure, but it can't be like a statement of like.
No, I sent you those. The correspondence between Rashida Love and Brett Weinstein.
Okay, can you? Is that all the emails that you showed me? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, this is 35 pages of emails. What do you want me to look at?
First ones are the ones that explain the program and have the like contentious correspondence between the two of them.
And you want me to go by just the first email that was sent?
That's where she characterizes the day of absence and day of presence.
I'm trying to read this, but it's hard to understand.
Where in the email are whites asked to leave the campus?
Well, if whites aren't asked to leave, then why was anybody mad at Brett?
That's what we're trying to get to the bottom of. Exactly. That's the thing to me that's like really unfortunate, is that like on his media tour or whatever, everybody just kind of uncritically accepted his retelling and reframing of the story and took him at his word. Like you were just saying earlier, you were hesitant to take Rashida Levitt just at her word, but like just moments earlier, you had been doing just that with Brett.
Well, no, I was doing it with Brett and the reaction to Brett being there. If there was no problem with Brett being on campus,
Sunday.
then I don't know.
Like you were being more
you having this intellectual
hold on 1 second. I have wait, hold on.
Gotten outputted by my superior.
Okay, sorry, fucking retard, don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me. If we're reading emails, then give me a moment to actually read.
Yeah. Show them on screen.
As I go through, because there's 35 pages here, but I'm like reading through paragraphs. Personally, I think the role reversal of this year's date of DOA, date of absence, is brilliant in that it encourages Evergreen's white population to take accountability for their active participation in unlearning racial prejudice in a way that staying on campus wouldn't. It kind of sounds like they want them to leave, but I'll keep going through emails. That was on page 6.
Voluntary.
Yeah, okay, but I asked you earlier, is it whether or not it's voluntary or forced? Is that your issue? Because if that, we can move on to that. If you agree that
I'm saying that sounds like it's your issue, like that.
I would always say, I would have the same, well, not the same, but I'd have a similar issue if it was voluntary or forced. The same that if there was a voluntary day where we encouraged like black people or Asian people not to go to school, I would have an issue with that.
Well, they weren't just not going to school, right? Like they were going off campus or whatever to complete this like 8-hour workshop and presentation about discussions of like race and racism on the campus.
Yeah, but even at that was a whole thing you had to like register for, and there wasn't enough room for everybody. Like, I mean, I don't even know how many people go to Evergreen, because I saw that in an earlier email. I think this one was from Rashida, where she said, at the same time, off campus at the Unitarian Universalist Church, we will host a full-day program focusing on allyship and anti-racism work from a majority culture or white perspective. Due to the capacity limits of the space of 200 participants, we are asking those members of the Evergreen community who wish to attend to commit to the program in advance by completing the registration form. So even that didn't have enough room for everybody, but also that's still really cringe. Like, we're gonna go shepherd all the white people into some church off campus. So yikes.
No, but who is we? Who is
we?
Like who is shepherding anyone? Like if it's completely voluntary, if you literally have to go and register and make the voluntary choice as a student at Evergreen to go and participate in one exercise or the other, where again she says people are free to choose whichever space they're more comfortable with. Like who is forcing them? Like no one is being forced to attend like either event.
Okay, but so then we're moving on. Then you agree that there was a voluntary ask for white people not to be at college, because then we can move on to if there's a difference between voluntary and like.
It says like white. It says like majority culture /
That's
white.
white. Majority culture is the progressive, nice way of not sounding racist. So they say majority culture power, right? Majority power holder, oppressive party, upper like hierarchy class. Like it all means white.
What was the concession, or what do you wanted me to say, or what?
Well, I'm saying if you agree that white people were being asked to leave, then we can move on to whether or not it's okay that they were asked versus forced. But I don't think there's going to be much distinction
like
there.
Saying like asked to leave or whatever. Like you act like like they were like, all right, give me the email list of every single Anglo-Saxon or like Caucasian student, and now we're going to send and say that like you get specific instructions to go here at this time or whatever, when in reality it's just like a campus event that's being hosted.
It's not a campus event, it's a campus-wide thing. Also, I need a better engagement on this. You can't just say like, oh, it's just an ask. Like if half the white people don't go to school and the other half do, you're gonna look really fucking bad.
Being excluded from either event.
No, but you're going to look, there's obviously a fuck ton of social pressure not to show up. If there's a day of absence where white people are being asked to stay home and you go, that's almost going to be like a form of protest.
You're saying there's a social pressure on this campus to like participate in this program?
Yes.
Why? Who would be pressuring them? What is that pressure? Or like, where is it coming from?
Literally, literally like Rashid. No, hold on. Stop. If they're literally putting out a statement encouraging people to do this, that's the social pressure. It's coming from the administration. Or what is Rashida's job? She's got an at Evergreen address. What is her formal role? Like,
She is the head of the program.
Okay.
And
so,
actually, she was fired from this.
good. She should have been. But like, so that's where part of the pressure is coming from then, right?
Why should she have been fired?
Because it sounds like the way that she handled it was probably pretty bad. I don't know why they fire her.
What? Wait, you already made the claim that you think she should be fired, even though you don't even know what the reason was for her dismissal?
I think that she should have been fired for starting a social pressure to make white people not feel comfortable going to school for a day. Yeah. I don't know what she actually got fired for. Maybe she got fired for something different. But yeah, I think that alone is probably pretty stupid.
Which white students were made uncomfortable by this? Like, I mean, as far as we know, only like Brett was voicing opposition to it, but like I didn't hear about any students saying that they were uncomfortable with it. Or like I don't have any testimonies.
Let me just So is the bar for social pressure now that if somebody doesn't say anything, it's okay?
No.
Okay.
It's not that.
So whatever you just said.
But if you're making the claim that like students were made uncomfortable, like I was expecting that you would actually have some sort of like testimony or complaints from like the student body themselves saying like. Okay.
So then here's a question. Will you concede this entire argument if I Google right now evergreen students uncomfortable white, and if I find any testimony from white students saying like, yeah, I kind of felt uncomfortable, are you going to say, okay, I'm wrong on the entire argument, and you're going to roll over everything?
No, like if you made the claim that if the concession that you're trying to extract was just that white students were made uncomfortable, and you already said that despite not having any testimony or of any student saying that they were made uncomfortable, like why would you say that?
Like just very basic human interactions. The email is literally saying white people are participating in white supremacy and we're asking you to leave for a day to recognize that. My assumption would be if you're a college student, you show up instead when they're saying you're participating in white supremacy by doing so. Seems pretty obvious that you're attempting to make students uncomfortable. If you show up, you're probably going to like, that's pretty obvious to me.
Go up to the first paragraph of the first email.
I'm not interested in the very if you only want to deal with the first email, then it looks really good for you because the first email is going to be in the most flowery, progressive, unchallenged language whatsoever. But when you go through some of these other emails, and you sent me 35 pages of them, and as I read through more and more, you start to get fleshed out more and you understand what's going on.
What's going on?
That they're asking white people not to be on campus for that day because they want to celebrate, I guess, blackness or a person of color or, shit on white supremacy or something.
Show this to me. It's like show to me like the language that you're reading from these emails where you get this idea that like white people are being forced, pressured, this like charged language.
Don't say forced, but they're being encouraged, right? There's social pressure there. When the school administration says like we want you to take a day off campus because you're encouraging white supremacy. Obviously, there's a social pressure there that if you're white to not go to school. It's like this is the most obvious thing in the world. If you want, here, we can watch this video if you want. People are linking stuff in chat now. The title of this video is Evergreen Student Campus Unsafe for White Students Who Want to Focus on Education. I guess we can listen to some student testimony if you want. But I don't think this is going to change your opinion because this argument is ridiculous. Obviously, people are going to be made to feel unsafe like this, right? Like if you show me, for instance, that there was a day of KKK Klansmen walking around on campus and somebody say, a bunch of people in white hoods walking around on campus probably made the black students feel uncomfortable. I'm not going to say like, show me testimony. I need written testimony of that. It's going to be pretty obvious. Like, yeah, of course, the president are probably going to make some black people feel uncomfortable. I don't need testimony to believe that. I would probably just believe that that's self-evident. But progressives should know this because you guys talk about social pressures and stuff all the time.
You said that they want white students to go off campus. No one said that.
What?
But nobody has said that they want white students to go off campus.
Of course they did. That was literally in the series of emails that you linked. There was a full day on page 6, the day of absence. On day of absence, you can choose how and where to participate. This year, we will have a full day on-campus educational and social program designed to address issues from the perspective of people of color. At the same time, off-campus, at the Unitarian Universalist Church, we will host a full-day program focusing on allyship and anti-racism work from a majority culture or white perspective. So they're asking the white students to go off-campus while they do stuff with POC on campus.
Encouraging, but it says that everybody is allowed to attend either one as they see fit.
Okay, so social pressure doesn't exist. If you want to wipe that away, that's fine, but you're going to lose like every argument we come into, because this is like the most naive understanding of social pressure in the world. Like, if you're really going to say like, well, just because the school administration says if you come, you're kind of participating in white supremacy, and they're encouraging white students not to join, but I don't believe that makes for any social pressure. I'm going to erase every single other social pressure that you try to add in this conversation. Like, there's no such thing as systemic social pressures against colored people, or people of color. There's no such thing as systemic sexist pressure against women. Like, unless you can show me like actual bylaws or something, or actual like policy. But you're not going to say that. You're going to say, well, of course, that social pressure can exist in other ways. For instance, like the actual administration saying we're going to do a reverse day of absence, right? Like,
but are you considered to be campus administration when just one professor, or like the professors that are part of the organization that's putting on this, that's hosting this program or whatever, is outlining that this is the way that the program is designed?
How many people in the administration do you think supported this?
I'm not sure. How many would you think?
My guess is over 50%.
Because I don't know what this has to do with like a campus administration. Again, like it just sounds like it's a group on, it's a campus organization.
So let me lay all this out. I'm 99% sure that I'm right. But I feel like the argument's going to hinge on like, can you show me like a written statement proving this thing, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to for every single thing. But what it sounds like is traditionally this school participated in something called the Day of Absence. And it sounds like, from what I remember reading about this, what it was persons of color took a step off of campus to show people that like, oh, well, when minorities disappear from society, we're all kind of worse off for it. And it's to kind of make you appreciate that like, okay, well, persons of color like contribute in meaningful ways. And this is like a way to remind people of that. And it sounds like what this person as part of the school administrative staff wanted to do was, we're going to flip this and we're going to ask white people to leave campus. And so she had this idea. Most of the faculty and administration is probably on board with it if the school okayed her participating in the program. And that as that email went out, or as this program started to launch, there were certain people at the school, namely somebody like Brett Weinstein, and I think there were a couple others in these email chains that felt a little bit uncomfortable with it. And then those people got heavy social pressure from the student body and from other people in the administration, like this Rashida Love woman, who were saying that they're essentially racist or white supremacists for pushing back against their great flowery idea. That's what it feels like to me. If you want, I can like spend a day like trying to put together testimony from like every single side of that. But if you want, you can try to put together like, what do you think on the opposite end? Like, how do you explain the like almost violent opposition to Brett Weinstein? Or how do you explain like the testimony from students saying that they were uncomfortable that day? Like, what's your explanations for stuff like that?
Well, to me, if you're looking at the correspondence, like in the context of like Brett's opposition to this event, where he's saying he would be like, quote, quite willing to organize an event with, quote, a public presentation discussion of race through a scientific/evolutionary lens. And especially given the poor record that evolutionary biology already has of treating contingent social phenomena as like genetically selected for, regardless of whether studies even replicate that assumption. In the context of a discussion, how people should be treated on campus, the role of different people, racism on campus, etc. You don't think that the statement without context is already provocative, to say the least, if that's what he's providing as an alternative to this?
You're giving me the statement without context. I can read the full email for you, and you can tell me if anything in here sounds like objectionable. Dear Rashida, when you first described the new structure for Day of Absence/Day of Presence at a past faculty meeting where no room was left for questions, I thought I must have misunderstood what you said. Later emails seemed to muddy the waters further while inviting commitments to participate. I now see from the bold-faced text in this email that I had indeed understood your words correctly. There is a huge difference between a group or coalition deciding to voluntarily absent themselves from a shared space in order to highlight their vital and underappreciated roles, the theme of the Douglas Turner Ward play Day of Absence, as well as the recent Women's Day walkout, and a group or coalition encouraging another group to go away. The first is a forceful call to consciousness, which is, of course, crippling to the logic of oppression. The second is a show of force and an act of oppression in and of itself. You may take this letter as a formal protest of this year's structure, and you may assume that I will be on campus on the day of absence. I would encourage others to put phenotype aside and reject this new formulation, whether they have registered for it already or not. On a college campus, one's right to speak or to be must never be based on skin color. If there was interest in a public presentation and discussion of race through a scientific/evolutionary lens, I would be quite willing to organize such an event. It is material that I have taught in my own programs and guest lectured on at Evergreen and elsewhere. Everyone would be equally welcome and encouraged to attend such a forum, irrespective of ethnicity, belief structure, native language, political leanings, or position at the college. My only requirement would be that people attend with an open mind and a willingness to act in good faith. If there's interest in an event, please let me know at brett.weinstein@gmail.com. I don't see anything wrong with this email. He acknowledges why the first event existed. He states clearly why he's opposed to the second one. He offers to organize like lectures around the topic if they want. He doesn't say he's going to, and he just says he's going to be on the college campus himself and encourages other people to do so. This is like the most diplomatically written email ever. How could there possibly be massive opposition to this?
Because the exploration of race from an evolutionary biological perspective, like, what what is the concrete term for that?
There's plenty of ways to discuss in-group, out-group preferences through scientific and evolutionary lenses. It's pretty important to our understanding of how humans form bonds. So for instance, from evolutionary psychology, we learn things like people are less racist towards people that they are reared around, child rearing, right? That if you grow up with people of a certain race in your, eyesight, often you grow up with less hateful views towards them. That's a belief that comes from things like evolutionary psychology or psychology as a field in general. So that's like one scientific way to view structures of race that isn't oppressive.
Well,
or if you've ever listened to, there's a guy called Robert Sapolsky. We listened to a bunch of his lectures when I was studying for race realism and stuff. He's given it, I think he specializes in, he gives at least some courses on evolutionary biology. I think he does neuroscience, but he does like all of his courses spoke about like race and in-group, out-group, and tribal stuff and all of that through evolutionary lenses. But it's not like to say that like, oh, we studied this and here's that, therefore like it's evil, black people are evil or whatever. Usually just making people aware of like why they have different types of beliefs and opinions about other people. It's not like they were going to go study phrenology.
But I feel like the argument that you just made is like, exactly what you said. You're like, he's being extremely diplomatic, like in the language that he's using. So if like the example that I used in the debate was like an offer to discuss phrenology in opposition to the event that Rashida Love's, I guess like campus club or whatever, was holding. He's, instead of saying like phrenology, he says like, basically like the definition of phrenology, like the exploration of cranial skull shapes and the different modules and like how they develop.
Nothing about what he says has anything to do with phrenology.
No, I never said that it has to do with phrenology. I'm just drawing like a
but the problem is when you say phrenology, it's like that's like bunk bullshit science. Are you saying that like race through a scientific or evolutionary lens is bunker bullshit science?
I'm sorry, can you what?
Or I don't understand the comparison to phrenology. Like phrenology is like literally, my understanding is like science invented to oppress people. Like I don't know if there was ever like good like arguments in favor of phrenology, maybe in its infancy. But are you comparing like the courses that he's offering or the lectures he's offering to like a bunker bullshit science? I don't understand that.
Well, the juxtaposition of evolutionary and science means how do I state this? I guess like the phrenology example that I was trying to think is like, okay, so let's say that I'm a statistician or perhaps criminologist. And in my disagreement to a campus exercise during Black History Month, I say that I would be happy to talk about crime statistics related to Black Americans.
Sure.
In response to somebody doing this event during that. Like the fact that I'm already posing my talk in the context like of an opposition to an event that's highlighting the unrecognized contributions of Black Americans like during Black History Month. Like even though I am saying just very neutrally, I'm talking about black crime statistics. Like, what do you think that might imply?
Well, when you say black crime statistics, that's like a pretty pointed thing. But if somebody were to say, like, I can do
crime statistics related to black
Let's not
Americans.
say crimes. Let's say that you're a criminology professor. I'm sure they probably have more specialized disciplines. But you want to say, like, if you want, on that day, I can give a lecture on, like, the intersectional effects of society on black people and crime or something like that. Or I can talk about, like, the criminal justice system and a black person's experience with it. Or I can talk about policing and the criminal justice system and black America. Like, I think that would be more comparable. Like, discussion of race through a scientific/evolutionary lens doesn't...
I feel like it's exactly what Brett did.
No, but it's not. If you were to say something, for instance, if there was interest in a public presentation and discussion of racial differences in IQ through a scientific evolutionary lens, I'd be quite willing to, like, I could understand that a little bit. It's like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. Like, but
IQ would be weird.
Yeah, but he's not doing that. It's just like nothing that's stated here on its face is wrong. Maybe implication if he was like a Nazi, maybe. But I mean, like, this is like a professor at the school for how many years, and he's already taught the material before. Apparently, he's even given classes on.
Yeah, he stated as much. He said, like, this is material that I've covered or whatever. And maybe, tell me what you think of, like, this interpretation of, like, the email correspondence. Because for all the beautiful, the things that our beautiful boy Brett is, I don't think he's stupid, at least not at this point. He wasn't shilling for ivermectin just yet. To me, I think it's a perfectly reasonable assumption that he's aware of the history and controversy surrounding, like, investigations into, like, race from an evolutionary biological perspective. And I strongly suspected that refusing to clarify that understanding was intended as kind of like a bait and switch for the purpose of, like, validating his authority, because he does say, come and listen to my talk. You might be pleasantly surprised. Please keep an open mind. To me, like, phrasing it as he did in the context of the opposition that he faced, he, to me, also implies a degree of support for racist pseudoscience that he doesn't hold, that he claims to not hold, but he was nevertheless willing to be understood to hold.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
No, just no, absolutely not. That is like the most,
Why not?
Because that is the most unimaginable, uncharitable reading of a professor that's taught here for 15 years. Like, if I were to ask you for any kind of proof of this, you wouldn't be able to supply it at all. And he doesn't even say he's going to do the lecture. He just offers to. And even ends the
It's in
email with,
opposition to an event concerned with discussing
it doesn't have to be
systemic
it doesn't
racism.
have to be in opposition to it. It can be in accordance with it. That, like, if that I want to do a discussion of race through the scientific evolution lens, as you guys are, like, having this, like, day of absence. And it sounds like he supported previously the day of absence. I mean, he was here for 15 years. He didn't seem like he said anything about it before. So it seems like the switch of, like, asking white people to leave was very specifically the onus that pushed him to saying he disagreed with this.
The email absolutely was in opposition. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying that it wasn't like he was going to teach his class. There's no evidence that, like, the lecture that he was offering was going to be, like, in opposition to, like, people talking about white supremacy or something.
I love it, like, 2 seconds earlier, you're like, yeah, he supports it when the black students go off campus, but not the white students, because he didn't take umbrage with the program in any years prior. I don't think this was the first year that they hosted it. You just said he'd been there for 15 years.
Can you explain the difference between the two? Because it's explained in the email, and I can explain it to you if you need me to. But those two things are very different.
In what way?
So I would say there is a huge difference between a group or coalition deciding to voluntarily absent themselves from a shared space, as opposed to a group or coalition encouraging another group to go away. Those were Brett's words. I agree with that. I think there is a difference. That if a whole bunch of black people or women, let's say a whole bunch of women in a school were like, we're going to do a day of absence where women are going to leave for a moment to show you guys how important we are. I was like, okay, cool. Then let's say they come back and say, okay, next year, you guys have to leave. I'm like, okay, well, hold on. It feels a little bit different when you volunteer your group to leave versus telling another group they have to leave. I think that's
But simply proposing an off-campus workshop, at least to me, is not encouraging a group to go away. No group of students or people or race, as he framed it, were forced off in either case if it's an optional workshop.
You keep going back to that forced thing, but there was clearly social pressure. And if you want to say that it wasn't, then why wouldn't her response to Brett be like, oh, we're not forcing anybody to leave. If you want to stay, do your thing. And then boom, it would all be over.
But she does say that.
Are you sure?
Hold on. "35 emails trying to find where she says that it's completely voluntary." And page 3, second to last paragraph, the one above the one that's bolded. Because of the need for a dedicated space to explore issues of diversity within each of these two perspectives, each program has been designed with a specific community building objective in mind. And because many of us are mixed and may not wholly identify ourselves with one community or the other, we invite each person to attend the program of their choice, wherever they feel most comfortable.
No, this is a, come on. Wait, how are you mixed? Or are you both your parents? Come on. This is a give me to mixed race students. This isn't an outreach to white students. This is for people that might have like one white and one black or Hispanic or Asian parent. That's what this is clearly about. If you were a white person and you showed up to one of these POC workshops, they would not be happy with you being there, right? That's what this is, 100%.
Totally making that assumption though, that they wouldn't be happy.
Because of the phrasing of everything else in here, that they made an off-campus white thing because they're reversing the day of absence. Here's like the minutes of the meeting, apparently, when they were talking about this. If you control F white students, Emily says there is a proposal from the...
My favorite thing to do, hold on.
Yeah, there is a proposal from DOA/DOP committee for white students to go off campus and students of color to remain on campus. This has been approved. This is to center the campus on students of color. I think but I don't even need this to really say that. It's pretty obvious, like what the plan was. Like,
page was that on?
Just control F white students. I think it's on page 2.
I did, but it didn't return anything for me.
It's Emily's comments right above the green box.
You said what page again?
Page 2. Someone in chat, let's see, Rashida...
Like you're conflating like what you were mentioning earlier, like this forced pressure, because obviously social pressure is a real phenomenon. I'm not going to argue
holy
about
shit.
that.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
but when you say like,
yeah, real quick, before you do,
like,
because careful, because you're about to walk into. Wait, chill. Okay, hold on. So one, even what you're going to say, I'm going to disagree with it, okay? Because I think social pressure is real. I didn't actually even realize this, but now that you've got me digging into it more, I realize it's actually way worse than I thought. So Rashida Love has secured commitments from 15 to 17 faculty members to require that their students participate in the day of absence/day of participation, which brings the total to 400 students. The goal is to have 1,000 students participating in this event. Even without that, I don't think that's important because I think the social pressure is still real. But now I'm finding out that Rashida Love actually got commitments from professors to require that white students didn't go to their class, which makes it even worse. But
can you link that? Can I see?
Sorry, what? It's right above the it's Felix's comments on that same page. It starts with DOA/DOP is scheduled from the 12th to the 14th of April.
Page?
2. It was right above the other thing.
I still can't find it. I don't know why my like search and find is not working.
Sorry, go to page 2 and look at the first comments by Felix.
Page 2. Oh wait, to a thing that you linked me.
Yeah. Oh, I linked you something. Oh yeah, if you linked
me
something.
Okay. I thought for a second you were talking about the other one.
No, sorry. Also, listen, I love you. We can talk as much as you want at a later time. I have to leave in like 10 minutes to go get Dan. Just giving you a heads up. But go ahead.
You're good.
Okay. Let me know when you're on page 2 of this, and then look at what Felix is saying in the meeting.
Commitments. Like committing white students is what you were claiming, right?
It's halfway through this thing. It starts with Rashida Love has secured commitments. Yeah.
Commitments from 15 to 17 faculty members require that their students participate in it. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. The goal is to have 1,000 students participating in this event. Yeah, but it's not just white students.
Well, yeah, of course, but they're not asking the black students to leave.
Well, I know that is my point, Stephen.
But so this is, but now this is, now we move from, but now we've moved from social pressure to like professors actually requiring their students to do it. Now it's even worse. But like, I don't even think I needed this to prove it, but now that I have this, now it even looks worse, no? Also,
securing commitments from 15 to 17 faculty members. That is different. then isn't that just basically like making the claim that you've gotten like RSVPs for the event, basically? Like, where's the evidence that Rashida like forced those 15 to 17 faculty members, they have to participate? It sounds like she invited all campus faculty to participate, and Felix is just saying that for sure she knows 15 to 17 faculty members.
Well, yeah, if she forced them, that would be even better. But like they've all apparently, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, they agreed to do it, but now they're requiring their students to participate in the day of absence or day of participation, which means if you're white, that means not being on campus.
Attend or commitments to give them credits as part of their courses if they attend.
No offense, but if I went to a college and they said they were going to give me credit as a white person for not going to school, I don't think I'd be very happy with that. And then if you read down, you can read Emily's comments below Felix's, where you can read that section, Max.
Emily's comments. Yeah, there's a proposal from the DOA/DOP committee for white students to go off campus and students of color to remain on campus. This has been approved. Right, but Emily's characterization of it is just that. It's a crude characterization of an event that the way the organizer themselves outlined is a little bit more nuanced than just white students off campus, black students on campus.
Well, that's exactly what it sounds like. The outline initially from Rashida was that there would be a special off-campus church for white people to go to. The only people, when they said how you identify blah, 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 probably has to do with mixed race people. We can watch YouTube testimony if you want of white people that said they felt unsafe at the campus. And then somebody else has linked me a video of, I guess, them talking about it more if you want as well. But I feel kind of ridiculous providing evidence. It's pretty obvious, like, what's going on. Like, I feel like we're doing, like, extreme mental gymnastics trying to say, like, well, no, they were okay with white people being there. Like, I don't know how much harder I could prove this point. Like,
well, you're saying that you can find students who felt forced before you even had any testimony of students who actually contended that they did feel forced and pressured to attend this.
Yeah, because I am a progressive and I understand how social pressure works. I don't need to find testimony from them saying they felt forced. Much the same that, like, if a ton of, like, really strong guys were running around on campus, like, asking girls to go out and offering drinks or whatever, like, and somebody were to tell me, you know, is there data showing that any woman felt pressure there? I wouldn't need the data for that. So yeah, my understanding of social, like, progressivism says that there's probably going to be some pressure there, of course. Much the same that if you've got an official on campus organizing an event for white people to leave, and some professor even agreeing to make a requirement.
That's literally just like a non-zero amount of pressure, right? Like I'm saying, I'm not disagreeing that does exist, but like there's a difference between a non-zero amount versus it rising all the way to it. These students were forced; they felt forced, like well, gun to their head practically is the way you make it sound.
Weren't there people literally outside screaming at Brett? Didn't he? I could be wrong, but didn't he actually need security on campus to even leave?
Did he?
I thought that security literally came onto campus. And also, the students of the professors that agreed with Rashida Love's, those professors that agreed to throw their lot in with her literally said they required their students to participate. We can find video. I've watched videos of the protests. It's pretty crazy if you want. Like, we can see, like, all the students standing in the circle, like, screaming at people. They were outside Brett's classroom screaming at him.
Brett Weinstein was, I think the school offered to provide security, and he literally sent security away.
Okay, he might have at one point, but I mean, like, we can find all the students standing outside his classroom, like, shouting at him. I mean, if you want.
Like, that's the other problem that I have with the way that he propagated this story is that
pivoting hardcore to a totally different topic now. Do you want to pivot and admit that you're wrong on this one? If you want, we can. But otherwise, you're about to pivot to a whole other area if you want.
What is the other area?
Whatever you were about to say, like, well, I'm mad about how he characterized blah, 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 blah. So right now we've established thus far is there were requirements from professors that talked to Rashida Love to make at least 400 students participate in the day of absence. And that day of absence was partially defined by white people not being on campus. Like, that's just like, there's no room for disagreement there, I don't think. Right?
I just disagree with you when you say that, like, white people are forced off campus, when again it's like to me it's a completely voluntary thing.
It says required. If a professor requires something of you,
no,
is
you're
that
required
voluntary?
to participate in the event, but you have the option to go to the white/majority culture event on off campus, or you can remain on campus with the minority students/black students.
If I go to an area where they say mixed race people are welcome here, and I show up, do you think I'm going to be welcome in that space? Especially if it's a conversation about white supremacy?
As a mixed student?
Yeah, because I think I'm technically mixed, I think. My mom is pretty Hispanic. Not super Hispanic, but pretty Hispanic. But I'm probably not going to be welcome there. They're probably going to say, hold on, dude, you're white. this was for like mixed race, half breed, mulatto, whatever the fuck they call half black, half white, lighter skinned black people. Like that's who it was clearly aimed at. It's obvious that that's who it's clearly aimed at. I'm like shocked if you don't acknowledge that that's who it's clearly aimed at. Like that's very obviously what's being said, right?
I mean, I feel like you're positing this caricature of students, of like black and minority students that would side-eye like mixed race people or white students that decided to attend the on-campus discussion.
Yes,
and
they would side-eye them, of course.
What do you mean? How do you prove that? How do I even disprove that? This is like a fake imagined group of students or whatever that you're saying would be aggrieved in the presence of like white students participating in their workshop. Like, how do you even know that would be the case?
What would I need to show you for you to believe that?
What?
Like, how would I even prove at this point? Because like it's literally called persons of color. Like they literally set a church up for white people to talk about white supremacy. And the one thing that you're holding on to is for mixed people who don't wholly identify with one community or another, they can go to where they want. Like you think that one thing is like, oh, well, no, they're saying white people can show up.
Literally any evidence at all that you could show me that there would necessarily be animosity from these black students or mixed students that they would side-eye or say, or like, you know, be kind of like, I don't know if you guys, you know, even though, yes, it's voluntary and like we did say that anybody could go to either workshop, you're presupposing that they would have this like racial animosity towards like fellow white and like mixed race students for attending the same workshop.
I mean, of course. Like
again, you're just like supplanting that. Like this is like a completely like made up like boogeyman of like these, you know, militant like black students attending the workshop where they're like getting mad at white students who are next to them, trying to learn about racism and like have open conversations about race.
Do you want to watch footage of like the rioting that happened on campus, or?
No, not really. Like,
how can I prove my point?
This imagined group.
No, it's not imagined. Everything I've laid out everything perfectly. Your entire argument hinges on, and it surprised me because you are a person of color. I don't know if you don't know what mixed means, or if I don't know what your parents look like, but like as a white person, I know what this means. I have no idea how the fuck you don't know what this means. When people are talking about mixed people, they don't mean people that are also Irish and Italian. Okay, they're talking about people that generally have one parent of color and one white parent. That's what mixed usually means. And then there's a whole bunch of conversation about like colorism and all of that. But
is a perfect example of this because
President
Obama is like equally as white as he is black.
No, you can't truly believe that. You didn't really say that. Are you a one dropper?
Wait, what are you talking about?
President Obama.
I'm saying the way he's perceived.
No, he's not. In America, President Obama is not perceived as half white and half black. He's perceived as black.
That's what I'm saying. No, I agree with that point. So I'm saying.
So President Obama, so somebody might say, well, if you want to come to this person of color space, if you're mixed or whatever, you're welcome too. That would be explicitly for somebody like Obama to show up, not for somebody like me to show up.
Why do you do that? Because you're like too white passing is what you're saying?
Yeah, because I'm white.
No, my Cuban friend, I thought you were proud Latina.
Yeah, but I'm smart enough to know what I look like and what spaces I'd be welcome in. Much the same way that if I did a Klan rally and some black dude showed up and he's going to hold on, my mom and both of her grandparents are white, I should be okay here. It probably isn't going to cut it.
No, wait, I don't think we disagree on this point or whatever. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like oh my God, like there's mixed like people who are half black, half white, one white parent, one black parent, right? And some are like light skinned black people, right?
Yes.
And others look like President Obama, where like they're definitely perceived as like black people, black Americans in that case.
99% of people with one black parent are probably going to look and be treated as black in the United States.
Right. But mixed goes beyond just the scope of like one white parent, one black parent. Actually, it could be like one Hispanic parent, one white parent, one black parent, one Asian parent. Like there's lots of different ways that like mixed students.
Of course, I agree. Like, those are, but none of those people would look white. They would look Asian, or they would look Hispanic or Latino, or they would look black. They wouldn't look white.
Right, and I'm saying like I'm assuming that they're I don't know the extent of the diversity on like Evergreen campus or whatever, but like those mixed students, you know. You're assuming that they would be like side-eyed in either workshop.
Well, but now my question to you is, how can I prove that point? Because I can show you footage of riots on campus. I can show you pictures of people with bats. I can show you the language used in the emails. Like, I don't know how I can't, like, you giving me I don't know how I can ever prove the point. Like, it sounds like you're looking for an email that says, we are explicitly denying people that are white presenting from coming to our thing, even though it essentially says that. But without that exact language, you're saying...
For where you're coming from with the assumption that the students who like decide to participate in the day of absence / day of presence would necessarily be have this like racial animosity towards like fellow mixed students wherever they decided to.
No, they're not
organize
fellow
themselves
mixed
for the
students.
day.
If I go talk to Obama, he's not going to look at me as a fellow mixed American. Nobody's going to call me biracial. Nobody's going to call me a half-breed. Nobody's going to talk to me about colorism. I'm white. That's what I look like. That's how everybody's going to treat me.
So you look like, but we're not just talking about like, oh, President Obama's not going to address me in this way in this specific context. Like in this specific context where they're having a workshop about race and racism and discussion about living as an American with a mixed identity.
Yes, mixed.
I think that would be the time where you would say like, I know that I'm like white presenting, but I actually do have like Cuban and Hispanic lineage within my family.
It's
like it's your mother, right? Your mother's Cuban. Your father's white.
Dude, no, I can't. I hate you. No, I would not be welcome. They absolutely would not look at me. They look at me, they tell me, get out of here, you fucking cracker
Like,
Gusano fuck. That's what they would look at me.
Like,
Here's a question.
You are definitely reading like the most uncharitable assumptions into these students. I feel like you're necessarily assuming that they would be racist against like white passing students, right? When you're saying that, like white passing, I guess like mixed students.
Here's my question. If I were to tell you right now, and if I could actually show you and prove 100%, if I had one black parent, would you be cool with me saying the N-word?
What does that have to do with
I'm just asking a question. If I showed you 100% I have one black parent, would you be cool with me saying the N-word?
Would I be cool with you? I just feel like the relevance of it. But like,
I'm just asking you. If I had one black parent and I showed you, I proved you, I had the genetic test, would you be cool with me saying the N-word?
You're like saying that you look like that now.
Yeah, look like that. Wait, what? I thought you said I was biracial. What do you mean look like that?
Like you just identified yourself as like a white passing American, right?
Well, no, I'm asking you because you're telling me I'm mixed race. I apparently have a mixed race card that I can use.
God, I love how earlier you were like, we're pivoting hardcore when I was trying to mention like Brett Weinstein and like the way that he characterizes dismissal, and now you're like, tell me if I can say the N-word, Erin. If I'm in this hypothetical, if I'm half like, I can prove to you that I have a black dad or something.
Okay, my point is that when you talk about mixed race students and you talk about a day of absence, you're talking about white supremacy. You're not looking for mixed race white students. You're very clearly talking about persons of color who are going to be black or Hispanic or maybe Asian, but probably primarily black students who are asking what appear to be white students, not if you've got like a great grandma who's black or whatever, but white students to leave campus. That's like obviously what's being talked about. That's so obvious.
Oh my God, I'm not going to do the heavy lifting for you when you're like, that's so obvious. If it's so obvious, prove it to me.
I have shown you, but you're asking for like
all of the most like all of these assumptions about like what this if had the day of absence / day of presence actually occurred, that this hypothetical group of black students would have been side-eyeing the white students that decided to attend their workshop, even though it's about encouraging open discussions about racism and race. And like, I don't know how I disprove that, because again, this is like a boogeyman that you've made up in your head of like these like
it's not a boogeyman. The meeting notes literally say white students. There is a proposal for white students to go off campus and students of color to remain on campus. That's literally the words that were said in the meeting.
In the meeting. And again, that's what I was saying. Like this person, Emily or whatever, that is her crude characterization.
How do you know that's a crude characterization? Why did nobody correct her?
Because you have it and detailed account of what the day of absence / day of presence actually consists of by the person who's organizing it.
The only word that she's using that you're hooked onto is mixed, because you don't know what mixed means. I don't.
Wait, why do you think I don't know what mixed means?
Because you think that a white person who's like half Irish and half Italian could show up to a mixed race person of color event when they obviously couldn't. They'd be like, bro, what are you doing here? And you go like, oh, I'm mixed race. Not like that, you're not.
Wait, why couldn't they? Again, because like that assertion just hinges on this idea that like the black students that were participating in this event would necessarily be outraged at any white students who decided,
it's about white supremacy. Yeah, of course. They're going to be outraged at white students. They're talking about white supremacy.
Wait. You're conflating like the anger of students at a white supremacist system, or I suppose, or like the examination of that system, translates to they would necessarily have racial animosity towards mixed students and white students. It's not the same thing.
I mean, like, there's pictures of these people, like, literally wandering the campus with bats and stuff. I don't know how I could ever prove.
Because it turned into us, like, debate, like,
I can't prove
this fake group of students.
And if I show you, like, testimony of white students talking about how they were uncomfortable, there's literally nothing I can do to prove this. Like, So for your end, I've got to assume that notes given in a meeting were incorrect. I've got to assume that mixed race can include white appearing people, and then I can't prove anything else. I can't prove.
When you said, I just said the characterization from this employee, Emily, was just that. It's a crude characterization, right?
No, I don't know why you're saying that. I don't know why you would say that. Like, what's your evidence that it's a crude characterization?
Well, I think you're taking, like, you have a problem with the fact that I'm using the word crude, but I just mean it's a protracted and, like, a cute way to describe the nature of this program or whatever. Like a sloppy way, I suppose. When I say crude, I mean, like, sloppy, offhanded. Like, she didn't go into the, like, oh, it's not just going to be, like, you know, or it's going to be more than just white students, black students, or whatever. It's going to be majority culture / white and black students, and go into all the minutia and, like, specific language and verbiage and employ all of that Rashida Love used.
Okay, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence that her thing is sloppy?
What do you mean?
Where's your evidence?
I said crude.
Okay, where's your evidence that it's crude? Let's do this. We'll try this part of the conversation.
That's my subjective reading of it, though, is what I'm saying.
I'm reading the descriptive words that's actually there, and you're giving me another
Emily,
reading.
Like, we're talking about the same thing. There is a proposal from the DOA/DOP committee for white students to go off campus and students of color to remain on campus. This has been approved. This is to center the campus on students of color.
Yes.
Right. And I'm saying, like, that's not from the organizer.
Okay.
That's from another employee who's interpreting those events and characterizing them in a particular way. And you're just, this is completely subjective again, but you're more sympathetic to that characterization than the characterization of the program from the actual person who organizes it, who hosts it.
I mean, like, the over and over in Rashida's initial email, it's white and POC, POC and white and POC, POC and white.
Part of the emails.
All of them. Her first email, she says it over and over again. People of color and white people have different experiences with race. Neither POC or white people are monolithic groups. Both POC and white people, made up of student, staff, and faculty from around the college, both white and POC. Every year, there are POC and white people who choose not to participate for various reasons. It's all like POC and white, POC and white. Like, that's clearly the juxtaposition.
Then POC is mixed. Mixed students.
Mixed means POC.
As you just said, not necessarily, because some mixed people look completely white. And others look like President Obama, like they're black passing.
I don't know how to... Has anybody ever in their life said President Obama was the first mixed president?
Probably. There's just billions of people in this world. I'm sure
you're in ultra debate bro mode. You can't concede on a single, the most obvious point in the world.
Like Kamala Harris, okay, it's like another example of this. Like, Kamala Harris has been characterized as, like, she's part as black, but also as, like, half Indian and half Asian, right?
Yeah, all people of color. Nobody's called her white.
No, but I don't think any part of her is white. I think her mixed lineage has to do with her being part Indian and part black or something like that.
Sure, I'm saying traditionally, and this is just my experience. I haven't been
in college. And President Obama wasn't the first mixed president, but...
Yeah, because he was the first black president, even though he's mixed. When you say mixed race, you're... I don't know. I don't know how to...
No, I'm so confused. Like, I feel like we're, like, talking past each other or whatever.
Hold on. Your mind is in, I'm going to debate on literally every single possible point and not concede the most reasonable, obvious stuff in the world. It is incredibly obvious. Then I would say, listen, if you're mixed race, figure out your appropriate setting. That's not an invitation for Irish Italian students to come and join my person of color workshop. It's very obvious what's being spoken about here. Like, it's so obvious. Okay, here's a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you that mixed race could refer to somebody that looks like 100% a white person?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, how confident are you of that?
Wait, could it refer to? Of course it could refer to that. Yeah.
No. So how confident are you that when somebody says like, oh, we've got a collection of like mixed race people, or this is a mixed race person, how confident are you that this could refer to somebody that outwardly looks like really white? On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you that like people use it generally in that sense? I'm just curious where you're at so that I like can figure.
Different though.
Okay, fuck.
Like, because you asked like, could it refer to that versus would people typically characterize it as that?
Sure, that's what could it refer. No, I'm not asking if there's a 1% chance. But fuck, you're not gonna answer any. You're not gonna budge on any of this. I don't know.
Wait, no. Like, I guess rephrase the question or whatever. Like, I'm just confused. Like,
okay,
what exactly are you trying to
get? If 100 people refer to a person as mixed race, how many of those people do you think are referring to a person that looks white?
Looks white. You mean white passing? Like, again, like
what does white mean to you? Yeah, it's white passing. That's what white means. Nobody calls Obama white.
No.
So if 100 people are referring to somebody as mixed race, of those 100 people, how many of those people are probably referring to a person that looks white?
Of 100 people, like how many of them would?
Are referring to somebody, if 100 people say, here's a mixed race person, of those 100 people, how many are referring to somebody that looks white?
Looks white, or like is white passing? Like, those are two different things.
No, they're not. What does it mean to be white passing but not look white?
Like, I'm just like, what was the question? What do you mean?
What's the difference between white passing and looking white?
Like with mix, is like that's what's being referred to by white passing. Like people of color who aren't white but look white.
Who is a person of? Can you give me an example of a person of color that looks white but isn't white? What are they still called a person?
Tim Pool. Tim Pool is a perfect example. I'm pretty sure Tim Pool is half Korean and also half white, and he's talked about how he's like frustrated that most people just assume he's like completely white.
Doesn't Tim Pool literally say though, I know that I'm generally treated as white, like I've got like some Asian background, but
probably.
If Tim Pool were to show up at a rally of people who are looking for persons of color, do you think people would be generally okay with him being there?
Wait, generally okay with Tim Pool being there?
I make a rally only for persons of color and Tim Pool shows up. Do you think most people are okay with that?
I don't know, but that has to do... What does that have to do with it, though? Whether or not he's mixed, what does that have to do with whether or not he's mixed? If you're just saying, like, do you think they would be okay with it? And I don't even know what you mean by, like, would they be okay with it? Like again, would they side-eye him? Would they, like, go up and engage in some sort of, like, direct confrontation of, like, Tim Pool, you need to leave this, like, mixed space area? Mixed area, you know what I mean?
Sure. Okay, listen, I gotta go eat with Dan. We will resume this conversation, okay?
Oh my god, but, like, okay, more of the debate review has to go beyond the scope of this or whatever.
Well, no, because this is, like, these are pretty central, important, progressive ideas, and if you're, like, inflexible on these, then the rest of the conversation is gonna be hung up over, like, the most insane types of, like either equivocation or like I can't concede a single
I
point.
definitely wanted to explore like your well, you say you didn't have any policy solutions, but just other points that we brought up. But like I only had like a passing familiarity with this because of President Sunday's streams. Actually, like when I thought that you were going to debate him on.
No, if you watch President Sunday's, then that explains why your mind is so fucked up on this, because that guy is literally fucking retarded. So that's...
No, I had just like a passing familiarity with it because I watched his stream because I thought you two were going to debate, but it was going to be a more specific topic. What was the topic going to be? It was like
it was about whether or not like whether or not colleges were having issues yet. But okay, listen.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what our debate turned into, like
a little bit,
whether or not.
But I have to go.
Like okay, like again, like the Brett Weinstein thing, like.
Yep.
He definitely knows a lot more about like the specifics of that case. You should definitely take him up on the debate still.
No, he has no idea what he's talking about. I've already watched some of his shit, and he.
Well, if he has no idea what he's talking about, then wipe the floor with him in a debate.
Because it's the same type of like, well, was there really any pressure if they were just professors requiring their students like obviously, like my eyes are.
No. Like.
Oh no, wait, okay. Listen,
is doing like a hell of a lot of work because you're just assuming that everybody's gonna freaking agree with you.
It
obviously.
Okay. I love you. It's been fun. I'll listen. We can talk. I think tomorrow I'm free. You can message me. We can hop back on the same topic and smash your heads against the wall. But I need to go. I need to go pick up Dan. Okay. Have fun. Be careful.
I'd love to.
Okay. Be careful. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Fuck. Oh my god. Mixed race. This guy's posting my sub here. If you want to post questions for Lex Luthor, there you go. Who knows if we'll do anything? Maybe not. I love you guys. It's been fun. I will be back tomorrow. Stay safe. River and cappuccino, cappuccino. I'll catch you guys next stream right now. Peace out.